Hello and welcome to West Hill, where in this video we wanted to put together a slightly different equipment test. If you're used to seeing our videos, you'll know that we're used to testing the latest equipment. One thing we don't do is to look back a period of time just to see how much golf equipment has come on, and that is why I'm holding in my hands here a driver from just over 20 years ago. This is the Persimmon headed Persimmon DRK 111 driver. It's a 1.5 driver, the loft of which I have no idea. Again, likewise with the shaft, there's a sticker on it. It doesn't tell me an awful lot about the actual shaft. I can tell you that it's steel. What we wanted to do was put this club through a series of different challenges out here on the golf course to see how it performed. But before we get to that, I have actually already put this through its paces a little bit using a launch monitor. Okay, so I just finished my testing of the Persimmon driver against my own driver. I just want to give you a quick look at the studio where we do the testing because it's very, very cool. This is the sort of 2-bay setup they have at Foresight Sports headquarters in Guildford. I was using the GC Quad there, and the results were interesting to say the least. 10 miles an hour faster with the bigger club head, the newer club head, which is quite a lot. It may have been because I was swinging it a bit quicker because I felt more comfortable, but it's all part of the equation, I guess. I was more accurate. Obviously, I was a lot longer, but that's just in here. That's just using the launch monitor when you don't have to worry about hitting it into bushes or bunkers or trees or anything like that. Now, perhaps a better testing ground would be out on the golf course. Let's head over. Okay, so here we go. The first thing you notice is just how much smaller the head is. You have to tee the ball down quite a bit actually, because you'd roof it if you didn't, which again is quite strange. Right, let's give it a go. Well, I've pushed it, it's not coming back, but it has had a good bounce. It is on the golf course. Let's see how we go. Okay, so one test I wanted to do with the new driver was just to have a straight up longest drive, taking one hole here at West Hill. We're going to use the SICK. It's 420 yards, it's stroke index 2, it's fairly tight, it's quite intimidating. And I'm just going to hit 2 drives and see which one performs the best. Oh, low. The stinger. Should be alright, possibly in the right hand rough, but it'll be a nice marker actually. Right, okay, so here they both are. This is the second one I hit, this is the Persimmon. And if you look over my right hand shoulder, I'll zoom in and show you. That's the first one that I hit, that's the much better shot. It's further down the fairway, it's probably 30 yards on. It's a lot straighter, but I'll be honest, this one did do a lot better than I thought. However, I can't remember the last time I hit a driver thin, and the little tingling sensation running through my fingers is still very prominent now. But you know, I've got 140 odd yards into the green, so I would take that on this hole for sure. Let's see how we can get on. Now, one quick thing for any FAC fans out there. If you've ever described a golf shot as coming out of the screws, and you don't know what that actually refers to, where it comes from, well, I can reveal that if you take a look at the centre of just stop to show you, the centre of a Persimmon headed club head, you can see there's a couple of screws. Now that obviously means that any shot that you hit that comes right out the middle of the club face has come out of the screws. A few quick things about this golf club that I've noticed during the round. Firstly, the look of it. Now, it is intimidating to look down on, of course it is, but it is a fantastic piece of craftsmanship. I mean, just look at it. A few things I wasn't quite so keen on. Now, interestingly, I started playing golf at a time in which people were still using these, but they were starting to be phased out. So I do remember using them, but not particularly well. One thing I did expect was for this to feel fantastic, for that sound of the ball hitting the screws in the middle of the face, echoing around the trees, and that sort of crack through impact. Sadly, I didn't really get any of that. I did hit a couple of really nice shots with this, but it just didn't feel quite as amazing as I possibly remembered, possibly had thought that it would. Secondly, the other reason that a lot of people hark back to the days of Persimmon clubs is because people felt as if they could shape the ball a bit better, hit the little low shots, high shots, draw fades, etc. That wasn't really my finding on this, and the reason that it wasn't was because I just don't think I ever felt confident enough looking down at the ball to really commit to those sorts of shots. I tried to hit my stock shot is a little draw. I tried to hit a few little fade shots with it, but I just didn't feel comfortable. When I tried to hit a fade, it sort of came out very low, sort of straight, and then peeling off towards the right hand side. Okay, so I've reached the 12th tee here at West Hill, and this hole is 273 yards, so it should just about be reachable. Let's find out. Just peeling off to the right, might be on the right hand side of the green. I hit that quite well. I also tried to hit a little fade there because that's definitely the shot here, but I don't feel so comfortable trying to do that with my new Persimmon driver. Oh, low, sliding to the right, short. Ow.
Okay, so I thought about not recording the end result of this test, but then I walked up to the green and I found my ball there with my driver. Okay, and the best I could do with the Persimmon club was massively unimpressive, at least 20-30 yards back, hugging the tree line here on the right hand side.
Okay, so I've come to the end of my Persimmon driver test, and before I wrap up, just a couple of final thoughts for you. Firstly, you can hit good shots with Persimmon headed clubs. Now, I am fully accustomed to using modern day golf equipment, and it did take some getting used to, but after I had got used to it, I was able to hit a few good shots. I hit one on the 8th here, a little soft draw, it went about 270 yards. And the performance is not too bad. If you look at the launch monitor data, yes, it's 35 yards behind, but if I'm honest with myself, I was probably expecting a little bit more. I was expecting this to trail behind even more. Where the difference between them was greatest, I thought, was in the consistency, and where I noticed it most was out here on the golf course. So the difference between shots I hit from the middle versus shots I hit slightly out of the heel and toe, firstly, you really notice it when you hit it out of the heel and toe, something that you might not do with modern day drivers. Little off hits, well, they send shooting pains down your fingers, to be honest with you. And then you get up there and I was a long way behind where I would be with my driver. And so I think when we talk in our videos about the internal weighting that the manufacturers have worked into new golf clubs and things they've done to aid ball speed, it might sound like a bit of sort of marketing spiel, but actually when you stack up those incremental gains over a period of 2 decades or more, the difference is really quite huge. If I was taking this out, if I had to swap my driver out and put this one in, I think I would probably be, let's say, 3 shots around worse off. My handicap would probably go up by 3. Maybe I'm being a bit generous to myself. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave comments below. Let us know what you think. If you do have any old golf clubs of your own stashed away in your garage or in your attic or somewhere, do take them out for a test. Put them up against your current clubs. Let us know how you get on. One thing I think I can guarantee from this test is that you will get an all-new appreciation for the clubs that are currently in your bag.